How's it going, YouTube? Chris here at my home theater. I got a brand new video for you this morning. Well, as you know, it's this time of year again. We're going to do our top 10 4K releases of 2024, and I really don't have these in no particular order. I didn't randomly pick them. I picked them, from what I thought in my collection that I bought, that these were my favorite releases of 2024. And there's many more out there. It was a very, very hard choice, and only a couple of movies that were in the first half of this year. Only a couple of movies made it to the second half. It was just a stacked year with a lot of stuff that came out, and it was a very, very difficult list for me to put together. But we're going to start, and you guys let me know in the comments what you think about my list. Well, first and foremost, this is one of the ones that made it from the original halfway point of the year, and that is The Abyss. It ranks up there with one of my all-time favorite films, Cameron films, which I love Interstellar, but this is a great movie. I think they did a phenomenal job on the transfer, on the atmos track. It was definitely a whole lot better and the best way that we could ever watch this film to date. The Abyss, I know when you talk to the actors about it, they don't even want to talk about making this movie. I think it was torture to make. But I'm telling you, I'm glad they made it, because I've always enjoyed this film over the years, and we've always waited for a Blu-ray release, and we got a Blu-ray and a 4K release this year in this package right here. And man, only looking forward to what else coming from Cameron. Maybe we'll get I don't think he does a lot of steelbooks. I know Interstellar, Inception, some of the other ones in steelbooks, but man, I would like to get an Abyss, True Lives, or something like that would be pretty cool to get some steelbooks. Yeah, I just said it didn't have steelbook, all the avatars and steelbooks, but some of these releases right here, man, it'd be cool to get a steelbook of those. But it definitely made my top 10 this year. It was one of the most anticipated releases. If you looked on any list that anybody said, what's your movie upcoming that you or movie that's not on 4K it wants, and by far The Abyss was always on that list. So it definitely made my top 10 this year. Great film. If you don't have it, pick it up. You can get it relatively, I think, maybe cheaper right now. So I'll do this. I'll do the ones that made that are still on here from earlier this year. And this is Godzilla -1. I haven't opened, this is the US release, the one that come out here, was it November, October, November, somewhere around in there. I still have my, the Japanese version. This film is phenomenal. It's just amazing that they took so little of a budget. And to me, it's one of the best Godzilla films ever made. Visually, especially the sound, it is one of the beautifulest pictures. The sound is absolutely amazing. They definitely used the subs, which is really good. Atmos effects are really good. So it was definitely going to make the top 10, and it would be close to number one if I had to put them in order. It's hard for me to put movies in order. I got movies that I could put least favorite, but when you start getting up to the front, man, it's just hard for me to really do that. And next year, I may start doing something similar to what Shanley does. He puts a number on the movies, and then you can say, okay, well, this is the best movie according to my number. So I kind of like the way Shane does that. I may do something like that next year. If I haven't reviewed any movies in a while, I've been waiting on my chairs to come in. Now I got them in. Still haven't got the theater calibrated yet, so I haven't been doing any movie reviews, but I may pick back up next year doing some movie reviews. But Godzilla -1, absolutely phenomenal movie. A must-have for collectors or anybody that has bass. Bass brings us together. Anybody that has bass and subs, I know this is a must-have. So it was definitely going to be on the top 10 list this year. Godzilla Minus One. Phenomenal release. Now, this movie also could have been up there around the top 10. And I've already watched this movie 2, 3, 4 times in the theater, in the living room setup, which both of my setups now are pretty, I ain't gonna say pretty close, but both of them are awesome. So I don't think I'm downgraded by going in my living room, because I pretty much got it where I want it. So, and that is the Terminator 4K UHD release. I am so ecstatic that they did a good job on this movie. It looks phenomenal. It looks like a movie that was just shot. The sound was amazing. The bass was amazing. I'm just, and I know people say, well, why couldn't they do that to Terminator 2? I agree. Why couldn't they, put the love and the effort into Terminator 2, which is I ain't gonna say it's better than the original, but it's pretty damn close. I love T2. Man, I wish they would come back and redo it the way they did this film. This film was phenomenal, and it would be right there at the top. A lot of people don't look at older movies, re-releases from new movies, but I'm gonna tell you something, guys. This movie would be probably up there at the top because of how good they made this movie look over some of the newer movies that come out. I mean, I feel like they just did a phenomenal job, guys. They did a phenomenal job. And it's in Dolby Vision, of course, Dolby Atmos. I mean, Terminator, the original. I know when they said it was coming out, I said, "Oh God." I mean, honestly, I don't have a big problem with how T2 looks. I understand scenes and the way they make stuff look, but overall, I like the way it looks. But I feel like they could have really done something to the soundtrack other than giving us just a DTS soundtrack, which honestly wasn't a bad soundtrack, because when I had Laserdisc, I'm sorry guys, I'm a little congested, this weather here. When I had the Laserdisc, I mean, that was always one of my go-to for demos. But, if they could take the time to redo the movie, I feel like they need to take time to redo the track, Atmos, and do it right. They did it right with this one. So if you don't have Terminator, get it. One of the top 10 4K releases of this year. It's just a phenomenal film. They did good. Thank you, James Cameron. I think they did a good job on that. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so actually there is another one that there's actually a couple more. There's actually about 3 or 4 that actually made it from the original list. Now that I'm looking, I thought there was only a couple, but there's actually 4. And that is Dune Part 2. I freaking love these Dune movies. Looking forward to Part 3. I've been enjoying the Dune Prophecies just on Max. Kind of the backstory of the Bene Gesserit and stuff. It just, I'm in love with this lore of these films, man. And this movie, to me, it ranked right up there as far as picture quality and sound quality. It was absolutely amazing. Great film. They did a good job on everything, man. I don't have the words to say. And if you got steelbooks like me, I always get you the little the little jackets. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it. The jacket's getting a little scratched up on the plastic, but the steelbook still looks brand new. But I keep all my steelbooks in these. I've ordered a bunch. I still got a bunch more I need to put in there. As you notice, my Godzilla Minus One is still wrapped up. I haven't even opened it. But if I do, I will be putting in these steelbook collectors. Dune Part 2 definitely made it to the list. They just I'm lost for words for Dune Part 2. It's just a beautiful looking film. The sound again is amazing. The details in the picture, phenomenal. Waiting on Part 3, maybe a couple more years before we get it. I'll be watching it and I'll be getting it. So let's do the other movie that's on here from the other part of the release. And it's actually 2 movies. Loved this movie as a kid growing up, and it's another Schwarzenegger film, and it's Conan. These are the Conan Chronicles by Era Video, and they did a phenomenal job on both of these movies. The Conan the Barbarian is older. I think it was like 80s, early 80s, and I can't. I'm pretty sure it come out before Terminator. I think I can't remember exactly. I wish I knew exactly, but anyway, uh, fantastic guys. These movies are fantastic. I think you can buy them individually. I buy the set. It has the book, the posters, as I mentioned in the other video. I've already framed them, got them hung up, and they just did good. They did an Atmos track on these, and is the Atmos track all that good? No, but it sounds a whole lot better than the other audio that you had to choose from the original. So it definitely sounds better. Which you can still keep the original audio if you're a purist and you want to watch it in its native, or listening to it in its native sound. But I'm an Atmos guy, so I like the Conan Chronicles. Was waiting on this to come out. Glad I bought it, and I've enjoyed it. Watched it several times. Picture, sound quality, they did good. I like it when they take these older movies, these classics that we love, and they actually make them good. Up to date. Scan them, rescan them, make the picture quality good, make the sound good. I love it when they do that. All right. So now we're getting into some pretty good stuff here. So let's go to this one. Some people may not have liked this movie. I did. I bought it, which a lot of these movies that come out, I do buy on iTunes, and I watch it, and then of course I'll buy the movies when they come out. So I was anticipating getting this one on disc, and I ranked this up there with the original. And some people may not like that or agree with it, but I think they did a fantastic job, and that is Alien Romulus. I love this movie. It's good. It had a good story. The picture quality, the dark scenes, the colors, uh, the sound. They did good. They did really good. I did not get the steelbook. I refused to pay these ridiculous prices. I have paid high prices for a movie we'll be talking about here in a little bit. But they've already got other movies that are pre-ordered and up. Sony movies, and they're asking these ridiculous prices for them, and I refuse to pay them. I'm not going to do it. And if enough of us do that, they'll drop the prices down where they need to be. And really, the physical media, just the regular versions, or some of those are outrageous. $45, $35 for a regular 4K. I can understand 25 to 30, maybe a $35 for a steelbook, but when you want to charge $65 for a steelbook and anywhere from 35 to 45 for a regular 4K, no. I'm getting to the point where I'm fed up with it. So anyway, I go off on a tangent sometimes, but I did not get the steelbook, so I bought this. I actually was going to pre-order it, but I kept watching. Price didn't go down. It may have went down to 55. I'm still not doing that. So I bought this at Walmart for $30, popped it in, and the difference over the streaming is night and day difference. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. And I honestly do rank this up there with the original, like the Alien and the Aliens. The Aliens being probably my favorite, and Alien, and then Alien Romulus. I just absolutely, this is good, guys. I enjoyed it, and it made my top 10 because I thought it was worthy to be in the top 10. So, Alien Romulus, great movie. I'm sure you've seen it. All right, let's get to the next one. Now, you talking about being a little disappointed in this film. I was a little disappointed in the actual film. and I'll never be able to pronounce it right, so we're just gonna call it Joker Part 2. Folie Delu, or whatever, Part 2. And as you can see, I got it in the little steelbook collector because I did get the steelbook. I mean, why? I just the movie is whew, it's crazy, it's weird, but what gets it on the top 10 is I think the picture quality was there and it looked good. Now the original was freaking amazing picture quality, and the sound was different, but you know, part 1 was awesome. Part 2 is good on picture quality, and the sound is where this movie shines, guys. It's got, you know, they play this thing. You got all your speakers, front wides. I mean, just it's got good sound, and I felt like it needed to be on top 10 as far as picture and sound quality. Now, story wise and stuff, it's weird. It's out there, but I do like the steelbook, and it's got Harley Quinn upside down on the back. I don't know why, but anyway, I ain't gonna. I talked little about this film, but I do think it deserved. I could have put this number 10 and put something else in here, but as far as how this movie sounds and the ambient sounds and just everything, I had to put it in the top 10, guys, because it is really a great looking and sounding movie. And some people may like it, and I don't totally hate it. It's just it ain't part 1. It's not the Joker, which was I ain't gonna say it was a masterpiece, but it was pretty doggone good, and I enjoyed it. But there's a lot of the way this is shot, and you don't know if this is a dream, is this in Arthur Fleck's mind. I mean, I do like the kind of the mystery and stuff of it. What's real? What's not real? Is it surreal? Is it actually real? Is it a dream? Is Arthur already dead? I mean, you just I don't know. So maybe if they shoot a part 3, they'll let us know what was going on. Anyway, I think it deserved to be in the top 10. It's in the top 10, and I'll just leave it at that. How about that? Let's go with this one, guys. This was all absolutely phenomenal, crazy release. I mean, it was good. All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Bad Boys, Ride or Die. This movie was beautiful. It sounded good. The picture quality on this film looks like a damn documentary. How clear the shots is. Some of these wide shots of the city and the water, stuff like that, was just like I mean, the detail, pick out stuff. I mean, they went overboard, which is Sony, guys. I mean, for the most part, Sony's they're gonna get their junk together, man. And they did a crazy, phenomenal job with this movie. I mean, look at that steelbook, guys. I think the steelbook's beautiful, and of course, again, it's in the little case. But yeah, I mean, you cannot take this movie out. Has to be in the top 10. This could be number 1 for the year. It could be. I mean, really. I know Shane Lee ranked it a 9.9 out of 10. I can't remember which was the 9.9, but it is that good, guys. It's really that good. Now, I think it's one of the funniest films. Reggie finally got his light to shine and not being the butt of the jokes. I really like what they've done with this film. It's a great film, and it is probably one of the better, if not the best, 4K releases of this year. And it was definitely going to be on here, guys. Fantastic film. Fantastic film. All right. Next one. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people liked it. I liked it. But you can't take it away from how good it looked and how good it sounded. And that is Mad Max Furiosa. Or Furiosa, a Mad Max story. Get it right in a minute. Saga. Not even a story. It's the saga. And I think they did really good with, you know, backing it up, showing her as a little girl, where she come from, growing up, and then pretty much going right in to the other Mad Max. I really liked how they did that. But guys, I mean, it is a crazy, just like Fury Road. You gotta own this film. If you like anything to do with Mad Max, you gotta own it. If you hate it, I think Chris Hemsworth did a fantastic job at playing his role. It's a character out of the ordinary for him, but he freaking nailed it. Eccentric, crazy, I mean, funny. I liked it. I really like this film, and it's a good film. Demo worthy scenes throughout. Fun film, and I liked it. Definitely made the top 10, and so now, last but not least, is a film, and I think it's probably one of the better Marvel films and better looking and sounding Marvel films, and that is Deadpool and Wolverine. I have the steelbooks, and that's where I was talking about. You know, I refuse to pay what they want for them. Those were $65 a piece when they came out. I bought them, and then they changed the price, and Walmart don't honor when they drop the price. So I canceled my order and reordered, and I got them for $55, and that was still too much. So I spent $150 something on. I got both the steelbooks and this, and from that point I said, I'm done. I'm done paying these high ridiculous prices. But I'm a Marvel guy. I'm definitely a Deadpool, Wolverine. Love those characters to death, and I wanted these, so I bit the bullet and bought them. But other than that, I'm done. I can't. I mean, I can't do it. I really can't. This was a stretch right here, guys. Buying, you know, spending that much money on these, and you know, so some of these other ones coming out, Willow, would be in this list, but I wasn't paying $65 for it. No, I mean that's what they wanted for it. I don't think they've ever dropped the price a whole lot, if any. No, I'm not doing it. I'll wait till they drop it way down before I buy them. But Deadpool Wolverine, this movie is insane. Picture, sound, it's crazy. The bass is crazy throughout. I mean, throughout the movie, it's good. Of course, it was going to be on my list. Other Marvel movies, you know, just can't touch it unless it's a Spider-Man movie. Then it's a little different on a Spider-Man movie because again, you know, this is Fox, but you know, they still, I don't know, they did a good job. They did something a little bit different on this one than they normally done on most of the other movies. Um, you know, like I say, with Spider-Man, that's Sony, and Sony kind of they do their stuff a little different. But Disney kind of screws everything up. But I think the reason why people say these is higher now is Sony's doing the movies. So maybe if Sony doing the movies, maybe we'll get better 4Ks. Maybe, I don't know. Disney's about sorry. Is all I'm gonna say. They about sorry. But whoever did this, whether it being Sony Pictures doing this for Marvel, whatever, I don't know. All I know is it was good enough to make my top 10 this year. Best looking, best sounding. And there was a lot of other honorable mentions that I could have brought out. Signs, We Were Soldiers. Let's see, what Rules of Engagement. Galaxy Quest was freaking awesome. Trying to remember, there's a ton. There was a ton of movies this year, guys. It was a kind of a good stacked year, especially for backlog stuff. I'm still waiting on Snake Eyes. I thought it was supposed to be here uh, a week or so ago, and actually it's not be getting here the 31st. Anyway, that's still this year. That would probably be a good film. There was just a lot of backlog titles. I didn't get them all. It was weird when they put them up pre-order. You order them, and then they'd say delayed, and then you didn't get them. So I'd cancel them, and I haven't, like Zodiac. I mean, I never got Zodiac. I know that's a good film. I have it on iTunes in 4K. Trying to remember the other one. I can't remember right off the bat, but there's just a lot of movies that would. I mean, I could do a top 10 backlog title, because I mean, some of these were backlog, a few of them were, but we're getting some good films out. We're getting a lot of good discs out, and I know there's still talk about physical media is going away. Who knows? With these high prices, I mean, people like me, I mean, I'm still gonna buy them, but I'm gonna be selective on what I buy, because I mean, one, I'm out of room, and I've got some things worked out that I'm trying to, maybe give me a little bit more space to have some more movies. So I'm trying to work some things out. When I redo this theater, and I won't say a whole lot, because I'm probably gonna do a video on that. And I moved the equipment out, which is the main thing, which I've already talked about that. Thinking about building that room big enough to where on the walls I can have storage for movies, because honestly, the equipment's gonna be in there, the 4K player's in there, so I can have stuff in the living room. I can have stuff out there. I just have to pick and choose where I get my movies from. So thinking about doing that, and that'll give me more storage space, because I freaking love, guys, I just love being able to walk over there and pick up my movies and just look at them or put them in. I mean, to me, I mean, I'm a collector, so I mean, I love this stuff. I mean, I freaking love it. Um, I'm a movie collector, and I like all the movies, being able to pick them up and get them and stuff. But guys, I won't ramble on no more. This is my top 10, my favorite 4K releases of 2024 from my collection, from what I bought this year. Now, like I said, there's other movies that I did not buy, did not get. So everybody's list that does movie reviews that are anything related to Blu-rays and 4Ks, they'll do a list. Everybody's list is going to be different, and there may be only some similarities in a list. Nightmare on Elm Street was one. I mean, I'm not a big horror guy, but those are classic films that I absolutely bought, but I didn't include it on the list, and it was a good good film. But everybody's list is gonna be different. So hey, check out everybody that does the top 10 or top 20. I could have done a top 20. I mean, it was just that stacked this year. But that's it, guys. And we got some more videos coming up for you before the end of the year. And guys, I hope you have a good Christmas. If I don't see you before then, which I probably will, because I'm gonna do some more videos. Guys, we'll catch you again in the next videos. Everybody have a good